There's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, beds, spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Hello, it's been like almost 2 weeks. It's been over 2 weeks since I've made a video on this channel, which might not seem like a long time to a lot of you out there, but for me that was a long time because I usually like upload 2 videos a week. Basically I've just been playing a bit too much of Ni no Kuni 2, which is going really well. But I have been watching other people's videos, and recently I was watching Shock16, and he made a video entitled, well, it's basically about his Toys R Us memories. And yeah, it was sad that Toys R Us is gone, but watching his video and then hearing his memories, it made me feel that much sadder that it's gone. I was like, ah, man. Because I don't know about you guys, but Toys R Us was my favourite shop when I was a kid. My local one was in Cardiff, and I used to go there with my parents. I remember we used to park in like this multi-storey car park, then you'd come out of it, you'd turn left, you walk down the road a little bit, and then Toys R Us was right there. It was like, I think it was red, yeah, it was red on the outside, there's a covering, you had to go through the sliding doors then, and then basically, like the advert for it says, it is a magical place if you're a kid. Having aisles upon aisles of toys and games, ah man, I loved it. I was so excited every time to go into Cardiff on a shopping day. Can we go to Toys R Us? Can we go to Toys R Us? Can we go to Toys R Us? And my parents would take me there, so thank you, parents. And of course I would always come away with something, maybe sometimes more than one thing. And that's where a lot of my toys came from. I mean, of course it was Woolworths and I guess places like Argos maybe that I had toys from. But Toys R Us is the one that sticks in my mind. It seemed absolutely massive, the store did. Okay, so what did I buy in Toys R Us? Well, my Power Rangers figures came from there. Bucky O'Hare, I can remember exactly the aisle I was in actually. It's weird, when you go into the shop, in the Cardiff one, which has actually been knocked down now, basically it was demolished for work to begin on like a new St. David's shopping centre, so they got rid of it. But I remember when you went into this shop, on the left hand side, you had action figures there and games and toys, but the toys I always seemed to buy were always at the back of the store. You had like the first 2 or 3 aisles at the back, and that's where my Bucky O'Hare figures were. Action Man, can't forget that. Power Rangers, Biker Mice from Mars. I remember getting the Megazord. No, I didn't get the Megazord. I had a Megazord for Christmas, but I did buy one of the Power Ranger Megazord things there. Oh man, Turtles. Did I say Turtles? My dad was actually telling me a story only a few weeks ago that when I was a kid, because my friends had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures and I didn't, he took me down to Cardiff to Toys R Us just so I could have them, so I didn't feel left out. And we didn't come back with 1 or 2, he actually bought me all 4 Turtle figures. So thank you, Father, for that. And the good thing about these action figures, guys, is I still have them. Unlike most people when they grow up and they get chucked out, mine are stored away in the attic. But what I'm thinking of doing now is starting a new series, getting these toys out and featuring them. Because, oh, I had the vehicles as well from all these TV shows, my favourite cartoons. But it wasn't all about the action figures and the vehicles. It was also about bikes. I think I got my first bike from Toys R Us. It was like a green one, it had white tyres. I remember that because it was pretty unique at the time because my friends had bikes with black tyres. And then I was only one with the white tyre, so I loved having that. Ah man, I haven't been on a bike for a couple of years now. I need to get a new one. So they sold lots of bikes. I remember when I was a toddler, I had this kind of like a car you could like drive around the living room. Well, you couldn't really drive it around. You could sit on it and then you use your feet to pull you along. That probably came from Toys R Us, I imagine. But it was also video games. PC games. I bought a few PC games from Toys R Us, I can remember. I remember buying The Secret of Monkey Island and The Chuck's Revenge, like a Bounty double pack there. PC games, actually, I can't remember buying a lot of them. I know I definitely got that from Toys R Us though. There was a Xena and Hercules learning adventure thing that I bought just because I was a massive fan of the show back then. But the main thing in Toys R Us for me was my NES and Mega Drive. I remember seeing like a list of the games on the wall, pictures of it, writing, and then you take whatever one you wanted, you would take a slip of paper out and corresponding to that game, and you would take it up to this window on the far side of the store. They would go in the back and look to see if they had it in stock for you. I can remember one time they didn't, and I was quite disappointed. But a lot of the time, they did. And that was how you... It's funny, as I'm telling these stories, I'm actually getting all these old memories and visualizing where the checkouts were, how far they were away from that window. That's how much I love this place. It seemed absolutely massive. Yeah, so I had like NES, Mega Drive from there. I'm not sure my dad got my Commodore 64. So, however, the last time I went to Toys R Us was when I was a teenager. Me and my best friend popped along. We went to Cardiff and we thought, oh, should we just go to Toys R Us, all time's sake. And of course it wasn't the same. You're older, you're not as much into your toys and stuff then. So we went in and the shop seemed a lot smaller than I imagined. I mean, than I thought it was. It was still big, but obviously when you're like a kid and you're so excited and of course you're a lot smaller in height, it's going to seem bigger, isn't it? So yeah, we went there one last time. And then shortly after that, I think that's when they demolished it and they opened one in Cardiff Bay and on Cardiff Queen Street. Actually, that's not the last time I've been in a Toys R Us. That was the last time I was in my Toys R Us. I've got a young cousin, so when I meet up with my cousins, we took him to a Toys R Us. I think it was in like down Brighton area. And I got to see Toys R Us one last time again before it closed, and yet again it wasn't the same. I was like, it was a lot smaller as well than the Cardiff one. I was like, it's not how I remember it. But yeah, guys, it is really sad to see it going. I've got a photo of my old Toys R Us. This is what it is looking like from the outside. It's the only photo I can find online, so if anyone has any photos of the Cardiff one out there, inside and outside, that'd be awesome to see. Man, such great memories. And it's so sad to think that kids in this generation are not going to get to experience what we did when we were kids. Man, it's like all online these days, isn't it? I mean, okay, it's exciting looking, I guess, through online pages of toys, like, oh, but it's not the same as when you had magazines and you were like flicking through and picking out what games you wanted for Christmas. Of course, there's also board games I got from Toys R Us. Let's not forget those. I think I don't have all of them, but I still think I have a lot of them. I'm definitely going to go in the attic sometime soon and dig all these out. Got nowhere to store them, but we'll do it bit by bit. Yeah, so online has kind of killed off these shops, which is a bit of a shame, I know, but it's convenience as well, and I guess it is cheaper. But we don't want to cost people their jobs, do we? And, oh man, I hope some kind of new toy company comes up and kids get to experience that again. It might not be the same as Toys R Us, but at least be something. Because if you don't know me well enough by now, I'm all about childhood nostalgia. I had an awesome childhood. I've got so many great memories of cartoons, video games I played with my friends, from back then that I still hold on to now. And some people say like, oh, leave that behind, that's in the past. I'm like, well, I'm not living in the past, I'm living in the present. I'm always planning and looking to the future, but I'm not going to forget what made me happy as a child. Anyway, guys, that is it. That's my Toys R Us memories. Let me know what let me know what your memories are in the comments below. And if you've got any photos, please get in touch and let me know for that Cardiff Toys R Us shop. Man, I miss it. It's hard to actually visualize all the outside now because Cardiff has changed so much in the last, over 10 years. Man, I miss it. I do miss it. But I've got those memories, and I've still got my purchases with me, which we'll take a look at shortly. Anyway guys, thank you for watching as ever. Hope you're all doing well there, and I haven't done this for a while, but what the heck. Boom! See you soon.
There's millions, says Jeffrey.